Everyone, and welcome to another live interview with another passionate member of our WHIP community. Today I'm with Leah Orleans. How are you doing, Leah?
Great. Happy to be here.
Yes, I'm happy to have you. And as I introduce in every video, that I am seeking to bring the WHIP community together by sharing the things that we're passionate about here, which are whips and whip cracking and whip making and all things like that. And you have an amazing career. I mean, you're doing so many things at once, it seems like. But
Yeah.
I mean, you're part of a wonderful performance. What do you call it? A crew, a troupe, uh,
I do a
a
show.
show, a show. Oh,
A
thank you.
show.
Make it too complicated. Called acrobatics,
Good job.
and the, those videos, those presentations are amazing.
Thank
Everything
you.
that you do on there is just stunning. Um, and then, of course, as I can see a hint above your head there, the ABCs of fitness as
Yeah.
well, which I definitely want to talk to
It's
you about. I'm
side
one of those,
project turned full-time job.
right, which is super cool. Fitness coach, inspirational speaker, butt kicker, all of that, right?
Yeah, a lot of butt kicking. A lot of butt kicking, a lot of encouragement, a lot of positive reinforcement. Yeah.
That is great to hear. So, I mean, thinking about bringing the community together and what we have in common here, what is it about whips? What got you into whips and whip cracking?
I cracked my first whip in the parking lot of a festival in Boston. I was performing at that festival, and a friend of ours, Jack Lepiars, he goes by Jacques Z Whipper.
Okay.
He does a few festivals. He's also a reporter for NPR, an extremely
Wow.
smart human being and good friend of mine. He was performing there as well, doing his show. We were sharing a stage together, and I was having a frustrating day. I remember it was a hard day. I was struggling. I was frustrated about many different things, and Jack pulled me into the parking lot, and he was like, "You're gonna learn to crack this whip. This is where we're gonna focus you. We're gonna focus this energy." And he said specifically, he's like, "You're not cracking angry. You're not gonna take your anger and put it in there, but you're gonna. This is." He just wanted to like give me this task, and it took me like 2 days to learn how to get a nice, consistent, first
Right.
cattleman's crack. And once I could get it regularly, I was pretty hooked. I really loved the combination of percussive element of it, the
Huh.
fact that it makes noise.
Right.
I was never a musician. I never did music or played anything. So I liked that this was a noise making thing. Um,
Hmm.
and also, at the end of that contract, in one of our like end of the day pub sing shows, I cracked a whip for the first time on stage. And
Whoa.
uh, dude, I just did like one cattleman's crack at the end of this like funny song that Jack did, and people went nuts. People went nuts for
Yeah.
this tiny little girl cracking a whip. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe there's something here.
Right.
So promptly, I ordered my first set of hybrid performance whips from Adam Crack himself, and he made them for me, and they came in the mail, and I was very excited. And that was the beginning. That's where it all began.
Wow. What did it feel like up there doing that first crack? You said everyone went nuts. What was
I
that
mean,
like?
it was like the end of the day at a very casual, like fun pub sing show. Half of the audience was wasted. We were tired and cold. Um, so that's really what I remember the most. But uh, I it's something that I've carried on along with from that is that I am very small. Okay, like I'm 5 feet. I'm tiny, and
Okay.
whenever I do something that is large, there's immediately humor there. There's immediately
Hmm.
contrast. Um, so that really kind of carried
Wow.
it through.
That's really neat, and I like the that you bring that contrast together, and you're able to use, I guess, everything you have at hand to build that performance. That's really pretty cool. Do you make whips now also,
No,
or do you just do the cracking? Just do the cracking.
yeah.
Okay, well, we'll go there then. But you know, there has been a lot of different things that you're doing now that involve whips. Um, I I don't know if your ABCs of fitness involve
No,
mini whips,
it does not
but
involve whips.
not unless it's in-person classes again. Then
Yeah, there's no whips, in this right now.
but
No.
how do you involve them with your acrobatics routine?
So I do it in I have a little whip thing in my show. In the beginning of the show, I hawk with my whip. I go out and I hawk about the show with a whip safely, of course, in areas of the festival that where there are not people nearby. Or I do a lot of the hawking that I'm doing with the whip is like one crack and then a bunch of like rappy tricks. So
Ah,
I'm not actually risking people around me so much as I am like flailing.
gotcha.
And that helps gain attention and audience to what we're about to do. And then the show starts and I run up onto stage from the audience. I do some banter back and forth with my partner. And then I run up on stage and I immediately crack the whip and go into like a little cracky routine as my introduction to who I am. And then the whip goes away and we do our show. So I
Oh, okay.
don't do a whip show. That's other acts often at festivals. Aaron or Adam usually are the other two.
Right.
Have their whip shows. So I don't want to step on their skills. And so I keep the whip more as a character item than
Sure.
a trick itself. But that may change going into this next Renaissance Fair season, seeing as I've gained a lot of skills during this pandemic.
You really have. And
Yeah.
if anyone's seen some of the videos you've put out recently, I mean, it's really impressive, especially with the longer whips. I saw that. That's really cool.
Thanks.
Um, did you have to work on that for a while? So
Oh
just
my
to fill people
gosh, I
in,
struggled so hard.
this is what, 20 foot, 30
It's
foot,
20 feet. Yeah,
20
it's
feet,
20 foot black. I have it right over there
which
if
is
you want to
4 Leahs.
see.
That's
It
amazing.
is right, and that's what it like when I bought it at the WhipCon, and it was actually a really cute story. But this is her. She's very large. She takes up a lot of
Wow.
space. There's more of
Look
her
at
down
that.
here,
Oh my
and it's
goodness.
black and it has rainbow. It's black and
Ooh,
rainbow.
cool.
Amazing. Um, and it's a Torrance Fisher original. Um, and at the WhipCon, he had his like cabinet, his
Oh
travel
yeah.
cabinet of whips. And I saw it there on the first day, and I was like, oh, like I had no idea how to crack a big whip. I've never done big whip stuff ever. I haven't even tried. And I saw it sitting there, and I got really excited. And then I went over to Aaron and Todd Rex, Aaron Bonk and Todd Rex
Mhm.
were hanging out talking. And I was like, guys, there's this really big whip, and it's only $200.
Wow.
And
That's a really good
I
deal.
know. And Aaron and Todd were both like, well, if you're not gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. And they they started to go. And I was like, no. So I like swooped in and snagged the thing. And I struggled really hard learning how to crack it properly. I think I started in January and I kept practicing, and it wasn't until like August that I started to get consistency with it.
Mm.
Jennifer Choi's front crack and forward crack videos helped a lot.
You know, one of the things that she's good at, and I see that really shows through in the video of you cracking it, is you're putting your whole body into it. You're getting inertia from, like you step into it, you bend, you move your arms, all of that. And so many whip crackers, it's feet together, kind of stiff, which I think it comes from the Australian things. But it's really interesting to see that, yeah, you put a lot of energy into it, and it seems fun. And and how did the jump rope part come in? Which is the other thing you do with it.
Yeah. I crack the whip and then I pull it up, and because it's so long, if I pull it up, the middle of the whip comes towards me, and then I put my hand out and I wait for it, and then I grab it, and then I do a half spin, I jump rope, I pull it back, and then I bring it forward and I crack it again. And that came from a lot of my influence is rhythmic gymnastics. which
Okay.
is, if you know what that is, it's a female sport, female dominated. Well, there's also men's rhythmic gymnastics, but female rhythmic gymnastics it's super popular in Russia. It's in the Olympics. It's less popular in the United States, and it's essentially very bendy dancing with props.
Okay.
And there are, I believe, 5 different props. There's a ball, which is like it's about this big,
Okay.
and it's like silicone and kind of squishy. And then there's a rope, which is a piece of cotton rope with 2 knots on the ends, so it has a little bit of weight at the end. And then there's a ribbon, which is one of the most popular ones. It's a stick
Sure.
with a ribbon on the end of it, and you like twirl it.
I've seen
it's
that
like,
at the Olympics. Yeah.
oh! Right. So that's rhythmic
Gotcha.
gymnastics. There's a few other props as well, a hoop. And I spend a lot of time watching little tiny Russian girls bop around and go, I'll never be able to do that. So as I've been training and my whip routine with a normal sized whip, a 4-foot whip, a lot of the tricks there are also inspired by rhythmic gymnastics. So I spend a lot of time watching those routines and going, oh, like I see the way that she pulls it up and then catches and then did a jump rope. Like that was a thing from a rope routine that a girl did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. Okay. Like, I wonder if I could integrate that into a whip. A lot of tosses and catches, like you catch and you turn, and like the way that girls move in and out of positions. And then I get to see if I can add a crack somewhere in there.
No, I love how you bring those different elements together, because I mean, when I'm thinking about building a routine, which is, I'm not a professional at all, but I certainly don't have any influences like that. And it's cool to see that each of us have different influences that we're interested in elsewhere. And I mean, Justin, who's in the chat, he has a question for us actually here. But I mean, he was talking about the poi, the stick, and some of the things that he does was based on that. And it's really cool to see how we're bringing all these things together.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I love the most about with the jump rope specifically.
I think one of the biggest roadblocks to finding other influences like that is that it would be so easy for me to sit and watch those videos, to start watching those videos of those girls and feel so intimidated and feel so underqualified because they're doing things that I will never be able to do. They're bending in ways that are totally like ridiculous, and I'm a contortionist, right? So
I was about to say, don't you fit in a shoebox?
Yeah, but these girls are so advanced, and so many of their things are so skilled that it's so easy for your ego just to step right in and go nope, and you close the video, you know. So like, if you got to work past that and work into, okay, let me watch the whole thing, shut off the voices that tell me I'm not good enough, and see if I can pull something from here that I could integrate. And I'm not copying, I'm pulling inspiration and changing and morphing, which is a very important distinction.
It really is. And I hope people are hearing this as well when they are getting inspiration, because it is easy to be shut down. Actually, speaking of Justin, he's one of the couple guys that are starting the Beginners Whip Cracking Monthly Challenge.
I saw that.
And we talked about, I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did. I'm so excited. I'm in the group.
Okay, awesome. Me too. So, but I mean, some of the beginners I talk to, and I want to bring some of them onto these interviews as well, just to get some perspectives from people that have not been cracking as long. But what you were just saying about looking at videos of not just advanced whip cracking, but advanced whatever, and really getting that inspiration and not letting it bring you down. So thank you very much. That, I think, it's very important for everyone to hear.
Absolutely.
Going back just a little bit before we move on too far, Isaac says that he's very impressed with your jump rope thing. He said it was so cool. He's going to have to try that next time he gets his out.
My biggest tip, and I was playing around a lot with Aaron. We trained together a lot, Aaron Bonk, and when he was trying it, something that we were realizing is that you got to go slow. You got to wait with this long whip, and especially mine's 20 feet, which is super, super long. And so much of it was just waiting. And even the catch like you pull it up and you wait, and it will come to your hand. If you try to go out and get it, you're screwed. You have to like wait. And then even with the turn and the jump, wait, because the whip takes a long time to get under you and then back over you. And it's really easy to jump too soon, and then you miss it, so it's
right.
like it's really slow. And I'm trying to get another crack in it too, getting a back crack, but I can't do a back crack yet with it. So that's the next step.
All
Just to
right.
get
I
two
look
cracks
forward to
in there.
seeing it.
We'll see.
So yeah, thanks, Isaac. That's a great question. Justin also asked, what's your next whip purchase going to be? Or is there a type or length that you really want to get? Can go with a 40-foot next, right?
I think I want to get a 15. I know Aaron said that too. We both want to get something that's a little smaller than 20, but still large.
Sure.
I think I want to get a 15er. I just won this amazing leather whip from Torrance from the contest. It's my first leather whip. First leather whip.
That's beautiful.
And I love it. I love the way it smells. Is that weird?
No, I keep leather from. Well, I'm going to make some leather whips too. I've made a few, but I just leave it laying out for the aromatics.
I know. It's like a candle. It's amazing.
That's great.
And then Keith, I bought. This was for what was supposed to be Ren Fair 2020. This little sparkly yellow buddy is my new show whip. So
who made that?
After that, it's an Adam, Mr. Adam Crack, and it gradients from yellow to orange, which I really like, and then I rhinestoned it myself because sparkles.
Because sparkles, yeah.
It like focuses on the camera there. Oh yeah.
That is sparkly. Wow. What is the yellow part with the flat surfaces around there?
They are nickels that I have electrical taped onto the whip for weight.
Oh, okay.
It's a little trade secret.
Don't tell anybody.
No, don't tell anyone. It's totally supposed to be a secret.
Very cool for tossing and spinning. Or
it helps the weight a little bit.
Yeah, I made some juggling whips for a customer, and a couple of different. I think I went through 5 different revisions with different types of lead in the heel, kind of like you do with a leather whip, but with the nylon, it's really tricky to get that just right. So very cool, very cool. So I should have brought it up here. I don't have it in front of me. Was that through the raffle, or which one of
that was from placing third in the performance category.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yes, the
no,
third,
you're good.
the performance. Yeah, it was just stunning and a lot of fun to watch, and you well earned, absolutely.
Thank you. I was very,
and you guys.
I was very surprised. I definitely was not expecting that at all.
You clearly had some stiff competition.
I did. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I ended up editing everybody's videos and they were all so good. It was so incredible.
Exactly. Which is something I was about to get to. That's another thing that you participated with this year is you helped with putting that together. I mean, you did the putting together.
It was definitely a team effort. I am super, super grateful. I got all of the videos sent to me and properly labeled, which made the process so much easier.
So that's a huge job in itself.
Yeah, it was so much easier when everything was labeled. But yeah, I've been working a lot on video editing this year. So I kind of saw this as a fun challenge to try to do all of this. And I also have I'm using Adobe Premiere. So I was able to like click and drag like 40 videos at once, and they all like immediately lined up next to each other. So like there were some things that the software really was able to help me with, but it was really cool watching and seeing every single person from all over the world. So from farther corners of the earth than we normally get to see, at the LA WhipCon. So
Oh,
it was very
absolutely.
cool.
What were some of them that stood out to you?
The I don't want to misname anybody, so I'm going to pull it up so I
Oh,
can see.
sure.
But the one of the hold on, let me just make this happen properly.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of doing this live
Yeah.
is they watch us click on things and bring stuff up. So,
Alam Saya from Indonesia was really
oh
cool to
yes.
see. Because he was just like in his yard in the middle of Indonesia, you know, and it's just cool to see that. There was a guy from the Czech, he was Czech, who had a little dog running around a lot. He was really fun and wild. Garrett Lloyd from the UK was amazing. It was cool. A lot of stuff with horses. I got to see a lot of things with people who like very Western style.
Yeah.
Guys with horses were really, really cool. And then just like seeing all of our friends, like people that I know and I've met through going to the conventions and being like, oh, what's up, Kate? You
Yeah.
know, that was always really fun as well.
That's really cool. And not to mention the guys that Adam chose to be one of the top 3 in each of the categories. I mean,
Absolutely,
those
of
were
course.
absolutely
Yeah,
stunning.
yeah. What's
And
up, Borowski? We see you. Killing it.
that's right. Weirdness. That was
Oh
so well
God,
done.
so good. I watched, like, I was just screaming at my phone watching it, being like, "What are you doing? Like, where is it going?" I love all of the like. We're getting a lot of like shoulder wrappy stuff in right now, and
A lot
like
of releases, yeah.
neck releasey stuff. Yeah, and Kit and I are playing with all these like chokers, and I really love that. A lot of that is rhythmic gymnasticsy too.
Yeah?
The girls do, yeah, the girls do a lot of body wraps, and they do a lot of like wrapping it and then doing some like crazy walkover cartwheel, you know, so the wrap
Oh my.
maintains the whip in place.
Okay.
And that's very cool. And I did some of that in my routine. There's one wrap that I do where it goes around you and then you take the handle and it hooks, like it goes around your body, the handle comes up over your head and it just like koosh, it just hooks right here. And then you have like your hands free and the whip is on
Oh,
you and you
cool.
can go upside down. It's not going anywhere.
So like something for
So
the Catwoman movie. It'd be awesome. Right? Or you could do like Todd Rex does, just toss it into the sky, do acrobatics, and then catch it.
right, I know, yeah, crazy. I love him so
Just,
much.
yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting
He's,
with him. He is scheduled for Tuesday, if anyone's
he's the
interested.
sweetest person. He's so kind.
I look forward to chatting with him. That is
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So what new things do you have going on with this pandemic and virtual everything? I mean, ABCs of Fitness, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm running the ABCs of Fitness is the program itself is a downloadable workout program, no subscription, single download, and it's 3 different workouts. A is for active flexibility, B is for body weight, and C is for cardio.
Okay.
And each video is only 10 minutes long. And the whole idea is that it's a modular program. So just like the letters of the alphabet, you could rearrange the videos into whatever combination you
Mm,
want to create whatever kind of workout you want to do. And then I run what's called the COVID-19 day challenge. And
see what you
it's
did there.
it's 19 days. And the way the challenge works is that all you have to do is do at least 1 video a day, whichever one you want. And then you check in with me and you DM me on Instagram. The whole thing is run on
Okay.
Instagram. And you just say, hey, I did it. And then I say, hey, amazing. And then if you have questions, we can talk about it. Some people send me pictures or videos. The whole point is that it's accountability based, not
Right.
progress based. So
Right. Yeah, that's
progress
super
will
helpful.
come, the changes in your body will come if you do the thing.
Sure.
And all I'm here to do is make you do the thing. How hard you do it is up to you. So I've had challengers lose 30 pounds. I've had challengers just stretch a little bit every day. You know, everybody's different. And that's the cool part is that it's very like go at your own pace. No pressure.
And really, I mean, that fits so perfectly with everyone staying at home and being quarantined and all as well this year, especially. It sounds like, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems like this has, in a way, been an opportunity for you for this year.
Absolutely.
Where,
Yeah. I developed the program last year. So all during 2019, I was creating the program. And then on January 1st, we launched the program as a download. So this was pre-pandemic.
Wow, perfect timing.
And the program was, I know, it was scary. Yeah, the program was not designed for the pandemic. It was just designed as a home workout program. And I was hoping that this would be kind of a little like side hustle. I've been teaching fitness and flexibility for many years, and people have asked me, because I tour so much, so I'll teach like one workshop and then I leave. And they're like, oh no, like, do you have a video? Can we have like follow along videos? So it's been on the back burner of something that I wanted to do. I decided to do it, and then there was a global pandemic. So I was like, well, and I also, selfishly, I needed something to do.
Oh, sure.
You know, I had the whole summer of tour canceled, and I was like everybody else, out of work, out of money, and out of serotonin. So doing these challenges has been amazing, because it's given me a real sense of community of people that have stuck with me challenge after challenge and round after round. They keep signing up and they're like, I'm here for it. I love it. This works for me. And I get to know them. I get to know their jobs and their pets and their homes, and I see pictures of their house, and like, and it's very socially gratifying.
That is really awesome. And I mean, you're actually making a difference in people's lives. And I mean, so many people have picked up, I don't know, whip making. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. No, basket weaving or something.
Great. I'm here
which
for
is
it.
Great. And it's just really
I've been
awesome.
crocheting
Making the world a better place.
So it's all right.
Okay. It's nothing wrong with it, but you're actually making the world a better place, which is really awesome. One life at a time, right?
Yeah.
So that is awesome. If someone did want to sign up for that or learn more about acrobatics when you guys start touring again, where can they find out more about you?
ABCs of Fitness on Instagram.
Okay.
Or theabcsoffitness.com is my website, and that's where you can download the program, sign up for a challenge, read more. And then cool. Acrobatrics on Instagram is our show account, or acrobatrics.com.
Got it. When we share this out too, I'll be sure to put the links in there. Cool. Get those from you. But I really appreciate the time you've spent chatting with me and with the community. I mean, this is the pandemic, but more than that, we're just spread all over the world, like you said. And it's
you're doing a great job. Thank you for hosting these. It's really cool to see everybody and watch everybody talk and feel like they're in the same room for a hot minute.
I feel honored. Right. Well, exactly. And that's kind of what it feels like. We're all in the same room, and it's my office. So
yeah, real quick.
Right. Thanks. Well, thank you very much. And everyone go check out ABCs of Fitness. Thank you, Leah.
Let me know if you help. And also, if you want, just the cool thing about the challenges too is that it's not only about fitness. If you want just accountability for you training whips, I can offer that. I have people who are like, hey, I don't really want to work out, but I need somebody to check in with about like personal hygiene, brushing my teeth every day, showering every day. I'm like, great, I'm here for you. So if you want whip training accountability, hit me up.
Cool. We have actually a last minute question from Shannon Cassidy. Yeah. She says she loves your whipping style and wants to know if you were inspired at all by burlesque. The Cirque inspiration is clear. So
yeah.
Or divert.
Yeah, I have some friends who are burlesque artists. I've never done burlesque myself. I've never performed in a show or done that sort of thing. But I have a lot of showgirl in me in general. Circus style, a lot of that, like the hands and the like the posy stuff.
Sure.
So there is definitely some overlap.
Okay, well, great. And it honestly makes for a better stage performance, being able to do those sort of big body movements like that. And
telling the audience when to clap. That's a big thing.
Right.
That's what that's what that is,
Okay. I'm not that kind of performer, so you're teaching me things. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. You could do anything and then do this, and people will start clapping for you. It works every time. 2 hands up, 1 hand up, 1 at the side. If you like, you can like pop your wrists out like that. They love it.
I should try
Love
that
it.
at work.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Make a cup of coffee and be like,
Right. I fixed your computer. Ta-da!
They will. They'll
No, I
clap.
love it.
It's magic.
I love it. I love it. I've kept you more than half an hour, and I really appreciate it. This has been so much fun. If anyone has any more last minute questions, I'd be happy to pass them along and just get to hang out with Leah here
Yay.
for as long as she'll have us as we sit
It's
around
been
and
good.
hang out.
I like all of the whips on your wall.
Well, thank
Do you have a favorite?
you. No. I like them all. They're all my babies. Seems like my favorite is
most of them?
I did. So we've got a couple. This one right here is actually really interesting. It's yellow and red. That is, the thong was made by Torrance Fisher and the handle was made by me. So it's a collab whip. And this one actually, it's overlapped. The green one in the front was made by Adam, and the one in the back was made by Torrance. Cool. And I think, yeah, the rest were all made by me. So
nice.
we've got some 80s style bull whips, and we've got various wooden handle ones I've turned on the lathe over there, and yeah, I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
learning how to make them and
that's
performing
super
with them.
Cool.
But
I love it.
maybe
Yeah, I have
next
no
year,
idea how to make a
try
whip.
some.
Yes, please.
Absolutely, various lengths and styles and tensions of. That's one of the things we've talked about, actually. If you don't mind hanging out for just a minute, I was about to close it down, but I've got another question. We brought this up on multiple ones, so I'll make it a thing. Transition stiffness is something that seems to be an ongoing argument, or if you will, or discussion. Do you have a preference? Do you like a stiff whip, or do you like it to be super flowy?
I don't really have a preference, but also I feel like that depends on what I'm doing with it. Like I know for my routine, the one that I competed with, I like I don't know, like a moderate stiffness in it. You know, it has some like function in it. It's not like super floppy, but I feel like I have a good amount of control. When I'm attempting to juggle whips, which is something that I cannot do, but I'm learning kind of. Aaron has his juggle whips that are like real floppy and heavy on the side, and I really like those. I like playing with them because they respond very quickly. Sure. They react to you very quickly because of, I think, the floppiness and the weight of it, and I think that's fun. So probably on the mid to floppier side.
Okay. I mean, you were showing your sparkly whip there from Adam, and Adam tends to make his a little more on the floppy side as well. So yeah, just depends on what the types of cracking you're doing. Keith Smith, he was talking, he likes a really stiff transition. He does almost exclusively targeting type works, which is pretty cool in itself.
Yeah, and I know that Sylvia,
which he does,
has very, very stiff whips. They're like very stiff, and then like the end kind of like drops off. I felt like that's interesting.
Okay. I haven't tried one like that. That'd be fun to play with. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to for the next year's LA WhipCon, right?
Yeah, man. I'm
try
so
all these different things.
And the whip community is so welcoming. I'm part of a lot of artistic communities, the juggling community, the circus community, the magic community. And I gotta say, the whip community is the most humble, welcoming, non-competitive, sharing based, but also like encouraging, like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna try to get better because of you. You're gonna, like, you've inspired me to work harder. There's like a nice camaraderie. And I don't exactly know why. I feel like there's a lot of different reasons why people get into whipping too, compared to magic per se or circus, it might be a little more like, oh, you did gymnastics as a kid and you like theater, so you found circus. Like this line that happens a lot. Where with whips, I feel like there's the Western people who like the Western element of it, the people who like the making and the braiding element of it, the people who like it more of a show thing, or like then the whole like fetish community. Like there's so many different
That's an
ways
interesting. Yeah.
to get there.
Hmm.
So when we're all here, we're all so different and like melded together that there isn't all of this like posturing. That's an observation.
Right.
Also, I feel like as a woman, I'm not talked down to in the whip community like I am in the juggling community.
Oh no.
The magic community. Yeah, like there's very little misogyny in the whip community, which is why I'm still here.
That's sad to hear about the other communities, but
and it's being addressed right now. Yeah. And there's a lot of revolutions that are actually happening culturally that are kind of messy but needed.
Yeah. I've done magic off and on as a kid and just as a side hobby, and I went to several club meetups, and there's usually one or two people that are super friendly and want to help, and everyone else just wants to show you something and then walk away laughing. Yep. It seemed like.
Yeah.
And I didn't go back. I didn't go back more than just a couple times, and it wasn't much fun.
Yeah.
Versus the whip thing, yes, there are some trade secrets for some of the construction methods, perhaps.
Sure.
But for like all the performance things and just hanging out and talking with people, I have to agree 100%. It's been really nice and very enjoyable.
And I think that Adam's done a really great job to kind of heading it off and creating a space for it with the WhipCon, and also so many of his tutorial videos that are just all about sharing. You know, he's arguably the most skilled whipper in existence, and he has just spread the excuse the metaphor, but spread the seed of how to do different kinds of cracks through YouTube. And so many people that attend the convention and or make the effort to post videos online have learned from him online because he just shared. And I think that's really admirable and cool.
Goes back 10 years or more. Not that we need to make this the Just About Adam show, but
longer than I've been whipping for sure.
Right. Yeah, I started when I was a kid myself, and I did not find his videos until much later. I wish I had. I was reading off text-based BBC boards, whatever they were called.
Like old school forums.
It was old school forums, yeah, and just people trying to talk about how to do a coachman's crack with text only. It's really awkward. Right? But anyways.
That's great. Yeah, there's people learned to juggle out of books. And that's just cool. I remember having those books as a kid being like, I don't know about this.
Right. When I was a kid, my dad told me that what he thought YouTube was going to be good for was for like instructional videos for people that can't read manuals. And I'm like, what? So he's an engineer. So for him, he probably prefers books. Yeah, so like plenty of people, seeing it in person is just better. And it's not that reading a book is inferior or better either way. It's just different. It's another method. But I think this YouTube thing's going to take off. So.
I think so. Yeah, I'm definitely a visual learner, and it helps. I just love being able to do research on YouTube. Like I said, with a lot of the rhythmic gymnastics stuff, you know, you type in rhythmic gymnastics level 3 rope routines, and you get, everything you've ever wanted to watch, and try to not feel intimidated by. And they're like these little girls, you know, these like tiny little like 9-year-olds, like just blowing your mind.
Oh my goodness.
It's nuts. Totally worth a shot. Totally worth a search.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
So cool. Does anyone else have any questions out there?
I shared it
we have
to my page too.
Oh yeah.
And see if there's anybody that
my
mother commented asking
Oh,
if I have ever whipped myself. Yes, Mom, I have, as most whippers probably have as well.
the goal is as
Um,
few times as possible.
yes, yeah. The backs of your legs.
Ooh,
That's what goes for it. Yeah. What's up, Justin? Do you have another question?
it says
He says
me, I have
me.
one. All right, yeah,
I have one. What you
he's
got?
gonna have a question for us.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's the fact that I have no hair, but I end up with welts across the back
Oh,
of my neck and my ears. Even with a hat, it comes right underneath the brim. And
struggle.
I maybe our first video, you might I forget. Well, oh yeah, the one with Justin. You might be able to see a that day I was out there,
Oh,
was trying some two-handed stuff. Oh,
oh.
here we go. Here's this question.
What's your question, bro?
What is your experience like being a woman in the whip community, and what are some of the ways we can encourage more strong women like yourself to participate?
Justin, you have my heart. Um, I have had an extremely positive experience in the whip community. Um, I have felt encouraged, and I also have come into it with experience from the magic community and the juggling community, as I said, which is not so cute. Um, I think a big thing that encourages young girls to take this on is seeing role models. And this is a
Mm,
topic that we talk about in the magic community a lot, in that there aren't enough working female magicians that are highlighted in the magic
sure.
community. So you get young female kids going, oh, I want to do that. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I can be like her. And that's we talk about how there's a generational issue. Um, and I think that highlighting women is a great way to do that, which I think happens and does happen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm the only girl that won anything this year. That's a thing.
That is a thing.
And obviously, there are significantly less women competing than men, but there were still a good amount of chicks. Like, out of the 100 videos that I edited, I think there were like 6 or 7 women, which is like almost 10%, which is significantly more than I was
Yeah.
expecting. So let's keep going with that. Um, I think that everybody's doing a really great job. I don't immediately have any sort of like notes of things that feel like they would push females away. I think it's good. Keep doing what we're doing. Um, yeah.
Justin's beginner
Strong.
group actually is a good place
Yes.
for beginners to start in.
Yes.
Level playing field
Totally. Yeah.
completely. And my
Yeah.
wife actually was pretty excited about it because, I mean, she could easily do the level 1, but level 3 is definitely outside of what she could do. And so we were talking about it, and so
Yeah.
yeah,
Go for
she's kind of excited about
it.
getting into it.
Totally. And it's
Yeah.
a super empowering art form, right? Like
Oh
making
yeah.
these super loud noises with essentially a piece of string and PVC is like super empowering, and it feels real fun. And I think that is something that can be like headlined to people and women who don't necessarily, who are like
Hmm.
hesitant. They're like, I don't know, maybe I should start this. It's like, it's a very empowering thing when you learn it. When you get the satisfaction of hearing that crack and making this noise, you're gonna feel good. And also, it's not strength based. It's not something that you need to be specifically like man strong for. So there's nothing stopping you,
Or height
I think, like,
based, or
or height
yeah,
based,
size
right?
based. Yeah.
It's very forgiving for, or even athletic based. Like, there are people of all different levels of athleticism that are doing whip cracking, and that's so cool as a
Right.
physical art.
Yeah. That very good answer. That's so true. And I'm hoping we can encourage more people of all genders and stripes of all kinds to continue to join this wonderful community. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to see where this continues to go. Um, it feels like these performing arts are becoming more mainstream. I don't know, maybe it's just me. My
Mm-hmm.
hobbies lean into this. Um, Obviously, we don't see whips in our daily life anymore. There's
No.
no coach whips out there. There's very, very few real life cowboys that you run
Right.
across. And a lot of these performing arts involve things like that. Um, but other ones don't. So part of it is keeping the old thing alive.
Mm-hmm.
You have any thoughts on maybe that as a whole, if it's fading, if it's coming back?
I think
Uh,
the internet's doing an incredible job at
True.
documenting all of it and keeping it functioning. And this is something that I talk about with my partner a lot too, about juggling and how the YouTube has advanced and accelerated the juggling skill level, by, I don't know, 20, 30 times. The fact that kids can now, just like we were talking about before, they had books,
Hmm.
now you can YouTube search and access this library of thousands, if not millions, of juggling videos online, and that it documents, it saves, it archives, it sorts.
Right.
It makes it searchable. It's huge, and I think, and that's true with whipping too, especially with YouTube and tutorials and Instagram tutorials. And this is something Justin and I were actually talking about, of like uh, going back onto your video that you submitted,
Hmm.
um, and hashtagging it like WhipCon 2021 or something. And if you put your hashtag on there, then it's
Oh,
searchable. And now we can all go to that hashtag and we can scroll through anybody that submitted a video, or like we can use hashtags as these sortable community, um like little beacons, little light
sure.
beacons. And you can like hashtag whip toss or whip juggling, and now we can go and look at that hashtag and look at all the whip
We
juggling videos.
we
um,
need to build an index or
and
something for
there
us
kind of
to.
is already, like, I know that Aaron uses some hashtags and Adam uses them already, but yeah, we could totally create, like, here are 10 strong hashtags that can be used in the whip community to create, a searchable library. Super easy way to do that, really fun.
No, that's a really great idea, and we've had a lot of interesting ideas from different people. And Justin's group actually, I think, came from my chat with Adam, which is really cool. So yeah, we should absolutely do this. I'm gonna go hashtag all my videos now. That's awesome.
And it's applicable too. Like, you can go back to old ones and put in a hashtag, and then it will
It
be searchable. Like, it doesn't. It's
turns
okay if
into
it's
almost a
old.
time capsule then.
Exactly. Yeah, 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 totally. And it's community based too, which is really fun. And it you get, sometimes watching many different people do things in a row gives you a different outlook than watching the same person do, different things.
Hmm.
And that's part of what I love so much about the convention itself, and what I miss is that it's just this big mixing pot of different styles and techniques and people, um, all in one place. So
Right. Ah, that's so cool. I can't wait to hang out with all you guys again. That's going to be so much fun.
it'll be so much fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Oh,
Thank
well, thank you again.
you.
I do have
Yeah,
another
go.
interview coming up here shortly. I have to get ready
Oh,
for
cool.
as well. We're going to talk to in 1 hour. We're going to talk to Dakota
Oh, yeah.
and Dakota Winrich. If
Mhm.
anyone wants to join us, she is up next, and another strong woman in the whip cracking world. And it'll be interesting
Indeed. Yes.
to see her perspective on all of this as well.
He's great.
But thank you again,
Thank
and
you.
go to ABCs of Fitness, Acrobatrics, and buy all her
Hit
courses and
me up.
stuff. Get in shape.
Woo.
Encourage me to buy them, so I'll get in shape too.
I'll give you a link. I'll pass you the link. Thank you
All right.
so much. Have
Thank
a
you
good
very much,
day.
Leah.
Bye
Have a good
bye.
day.